He will be remembered for decades as a visionary and a creative genius, founder of the most valuable company in the world, Apple, which is almost a $2 trillion company, and also Pixar, which is now owned by Disney. He pioneered major advancement and created brand new categories of technology, from personal computers to touchscreen phones to tablets. Today, we're going to share 10 facts about this iconic founder, Steve Jobs. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe and follow us on social media for daily content like this. Number 1. Steve Jobs had a strange diet, which included a lot of fruit and no meats. For most of his life he was a vegetarian or vegan, but he actually followed a much stranger diet than most vegetarians. Jobs was a fruitarian, with a diet that consisted primarily of fruits and vegetables, and no meats. Number 2. Jobs also believed that because of his fruit-heavy no-meat diet, his body would not produce any odor. As a result of this belief, he basically stopped showering or using deodorant, which turned out to be quite problematic for other employees of his company. Number 3. Steve Jobs was actually adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs in February of 1955. His biological mother and father were from Syria, and his biological sister, Mona Simpson, is now a writer, with more than 6 successful novels under her belt. I guess creativity runs in the family. Number 4. After dropping out of Reed College, Jobs traveled to India for 7 months, where he experienced the spiritual practice of Buddhism, something he adopted for the rest of his life. Number 5. Steve Jobs attended Reed College but dropped out after 1 semester. Even after dropping out, Jobs would still sit in on classes he found interesting, learning for knowledge, not for the degree. In fact, Jobs credits the typography on a Mac to a calligraphy course he sat in on after he had dropped out. Number 6. Steve Jobs is known to have experimented with LSD or acid in his youth, and he even called it one of the 2 or 3 most important things I have done in my life. Number 7. Jobs was a genius and a visionary, but he was also human, which meant he had flaws. Like occasionally lying for personal benefit. In the days before Apple, he once lied to co-founder Steve Wozniak, telling him they would make $1,500 from a gig. They actually ended up making $5,000 from the gig, and Jobs pocketed the difference. Number 8. When he was just 12 years old, Jobs got himself a summer job at HP, but he didn't go through a typical interview process. At the time, Steve was building something called a frequency counter, and when he couldn't find the parts, he decided to just call up the CEO of HP, Bill Hewlett. After talking to him for 20 minutes or so, he was offered a summer job at HP, which he took. Pretty impressive, cold calling your way into a job at the age of 12. Number 9. Steve Jobs had 4 children, 1 son and 3 daughters. Jobs may have been Person of the Year, but he probably wouldn't win any Father of the Year awards. In fact, he actually denied paternity of his daughter Lisa for a long time, vehemently rejecting his role as her father, even after a DNA test concluded that there was a 94% chance that he was the father. Number 10. Steve Jobs will be remembered as the visionary founder and CEO of Apple, but it was certainly a bumpy ride for him. In 1985, he was fired from Apple over disagreements with John Sculley, who was the CEO of Apple at the time, and he had been president of PepsiCo before starting at Apple. Jobs then went and started a company called Next, which was bought by Apple in 1997. This is also when Jobs returned to pull Apple back to profitability with the iMac, the iPod, and eventually the iPhone, permanently inscribing his name as one of the greatest founders of our time. Here at the French Fry House, we believe in learning something new every day. If you enjoyed this video, please destroy the like and subscribe buttons for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day.